Hello, my name is Abigail, and on this channel I talk about books and things that I'm passionate about, and right now that happens to be an event that I went to on June 28th for an author called Paige Lavoie, the author of I'm in Love with the Mothman, Engaged to the Mothman, and I'm Getting Married to the Mothman, and most recently what the event was for, My Boyfriend the Swamp Monster. So I wore this shirt to meet Paige Lavoie. It is Mothman Only Reads Smut, and I got to sit in with a conversation, a Q&A. I got to be a part of that. Paige Lavoie actually made these adorable little goodie bags for everyone there, and inside of those goodie bags were a couple like little postcards. I'm seeing if I could find the one. No, it does not appear that I can. I don't know where it went, but there was this little art print in it, and there was also a bookmark, which is missing. It's probably in my bookmark collection, but she also made these bracelets, which mine broke and I just fixed literally today. But I'm gonna go ahead and include some of the footage from the event, some of the footage from the bookstore, because while I was there, I did not just attend this event. I also did some shopping. So I'm going to do all of the Paige Lavoie stuff, and then we'll get into what else I did. So while I was at Candlelit Bookstore, I obviously obtained a copy of My Boyfriend the Swamp Monster, and I got all of my books signed. She was willing to sign every book that I brought with me, which was all of my Mothman books. And like I said, I did in fact purchase the Swamp Monster in store so that I was nervous that she would only sign books that you purchase there, so I made sure to not purchase this one until I got there. And obviously I did a little bit more shopping, so let's talk about that now. I personally am fantastic at finding bookstores in my area, and I'm actually pretty good at finding independent bookstores and mobile book trucks, and that's what this is. The Paper Hare is a mobile book truck.
She loves it.
And this truck goes around in Jacksonville and St. Augustine, and I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to stop on the way on the 28th when they were at Spring Park Coffee. I do have a small amount of footage from that, but I did obtain a few books from the Paper Hare, starting off with this tote bag. And I was on the Paper Hare Instagram page a couple days before so that I could kind of scope out what it was going to be like. That's something I do. Like, I enjoy creating content, so I want to see other people's content. So I ended up seeing this particular book be put on the book truck literally the day before by the author, and so I was pretty excited about that. This is by Miranda, Valentine. This is Ghosts of You and Me, and I believe that they are going to find ghosts. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. So it says, sun, sand, surf, and spirits. In most ways, Lake Spur Island is just like every other beach vacation destination, except that there are ghosts, alleged ones anyway. And then the tagline down here says, there are some ghosts that you have no choice but to believe in. And so I picked this up, and it is signed by the author, and it says, enjoy your time in Sandspear, and it's got the author's signature. And then I did get the Paper Hare bookmark that comes with it, as well as greetings from Lake Spur Island, Florida. So this is a local author, very local enough to put this on the truck the day before I got to go there. And so I'm pretty excited about that. And then the other book that I obtained was Saltwater, Cowboy by Ashley McConnell. I've seen this in a bunch of bookstores and I did not pick it up yet. So I finally got around to picking this one up. So we have Saltwater Cowboy, and inside we have a little bookmark that says Saltwater Cowboy, and it's got, like, on the back it has mood board, Goodreads, and playlists, little scanning thingies. And then on this side it says location, Whippowa Island, when, anytime, status lifetime member. And this is another local author, and this is a little postcard. Oh, this is from Georgia, Whippowa Island. Cool. So that's postcard. And then this says Ashley McConnell, Sun, Sand, and Swoon-worthy Stories. And this says, thank you for the sunshine that you add to this world. So that's really cute. So I am hoping to be able to get around to these here pretty soon. You can't go to Candlelit Bookstore and not get a candle. So I picked up this right here, which is a blind date with a book and a candle. And the way that it works is it tells you what the sort of specs are. So it says blind date with a book, trope, friends to lovers, subcategory contemporary, likes shibari, seeking male, male, female, scent. In other words, the candle that paired with it is called Daily Ritual. Location is chapter 5, page 40, and the spice level is extra hot. So why did I pick this one? Because I was not going to buy a candle that I didn't like, and I wanted to smell them all, and I did. I smelled them all. I have already opened this because I went to this event with my sister, so I didn't want to, I wanted her to know because we picked it together, even though she doesn't read. I picked it with her. So I was a little confused at first. It seemed a little silly to me why they would choose this specific book. Let's go ahead and just smell the candle. We'll smell it together. So I'll smell, you smell. So the notes are citrus, lavender, and powder. I'm getting a lot of lavender this time. One of them smelled like food, and I just wasn't down for that. So I ultimately went with the book that had the candle that I liked the most. So here's where things get complicated. So I want to put a pin in this, and we'll finish the rest of my Candlelit Bookstore haul, and then we'll go back to that. Just know that I got a candle at the Candlelit Bookstore. Okay. So the rest of the stuff, anytime I go to a bookstore that has a shirt, I obtain that shirt. So this is what the front looks like. It says, "We burn for you." And on the back, it says Candlelit Bookstore, Jacksonville's romance bookstore, and it says established 2025. So this is what the shirt looks like on the back. And again, this is what the shirt looks like on the front. I did end up getting a extra large. I wish that I could have gotten a large. I've been on sort of like a journey of losing weight, but also buying clothes that fit me so that I don't perpetually look like I'm intense, because that makes your body look bigger than it actually is. But anyways, they only had extra large, so I obtained extra large. Now I'm on this cowboy romance kick because I'm going to something a little bit later in the year, and I picked up another cowboy romance. No relevance to what I'm doing in August, but Deviant. This is a dark cowboy romance, and it looks gay. So that was really all I needed to know. It is a independent book, independently published book. I don't know where the author is from, but when I go to an independent bookstore, I want to purchase a independently published book or an indie author, because that is what I like to do. If you go back on my channel, you can see I've done this a couple times. I have tote bags full of books that I purchased from independent bookstores, where I usually like to obtain a local to the area author. I don't know if this one is. It just was independent, so I could probably find out, but there are 2 authors in this one. So I have it signed by both authors, and then of course I have the little bookmark that comes with it. According to Instagram, it looks like KT Madden's is in fact Florida-based. Ainsley Vale is not as forthcoming with her geographic location, which is totally understandable, but at least one of the authors is local to Florida, which is fine by me. So it's independently published by a local author, and it is a independent bookstore, so it checks all of my boxes. So all in all, I'd say June 28th was a really good day. I stopped at Spring Park Coffee, where the Paper Hare was posted up waiting for me. I obtained 2 books, and I am excited to read them both. I also got this little sticker there, and then I headed over to the Candlelit Bookstore, where I attended the event with Paige Lavoie, and I got my hands on a dark cowboy romance, as well as the blind date with a book and candle. When will I get around to these things? I don't know, but I do already have plans to do a whole video on this, so hopefully you will join me for that. But that is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to follow, because I apparently do a lot of these bookish events and a lot of shopping trips to a lot of bookstores. We're not going to tell my husband.